Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and recently I posted a photo on Instagram, and I couldn't believe how many likes it got. It might be my best performing post to date. And the photo was just a snapshot I took in the morning walking over to my dresser, just the watches that I had laid out, and it was decision time in the morning to pick out a watch. So I'm not wearing anything at this moment because today I'm going to do a, not really a state of the collection as you guys like to call it. I'm going to do a state of the dive watch collection, since I would say almost half of my collection is made out of divers, meaning a watch with a turning bezel and at least 100 meters of water resistance. So I have all of my divers in, like literally all of them, not just the ones in my rotation. I went into the watch boxes, I took them all out. I actually set the times, and I'll go over them quickly just to show you, because apparently a lot of people would like to see what is in my collection. So this will be your opportunity to see it. So let's head on over and check this out. So to start, I actually have to back the camera out of the photo box or the video box here, so I can give you, kind of show you all the watches that are, like I said, currently in the dive watch department. I don't even know how many there are. I actually did not bother to count. There's at least a dozen, maybe there's 18, but I guess you guys can count them as we go along. So let's dive into it. We will cover them in no particular order except for the first one, and then I'll just move on, picking each one up. I will talk about it for a very short period of time so we can keep the video relatively short. Well, you don't have to count. Turns out there are 20 watches. Number one is, you've seen this one before. This is the only one that's not running. I think it's probably the only one that's quartz. This is my first ever analog watch. There was a digital before this, but this dates back to the, I want to say, mid 80s. So I guess it's over 30 years old at this point, which blows me away. Q&Q dive watch, very small, 30 something millimeter, 36, I think 35. When it goes dead, I replaced the battery recently, or not long ago, but now that it's dead, I'll probably open it up and just take the battery out, because it's not a watch that I ever wear. But it is memorable because it is basically the first analog watch I ever owned, and definitely is the one that got me interested in the field. Next up, Orient Big Crown Regulator Dive Watch, so named because of the big crown. This one predates children. This one comes to me in the early 2000s on a cruise, picked it up in St. Thomas. Came on a metal bracelet. I switched to the blue and yellow nylon a long time ago. Love the watch, regulator style, meaning minutes are prominent, hours are secondary, running seconds. Problems with this watch, the crown tube strips very easily. You can see I just gave it like a quarter turn, it popped out. It has been to Oris's service center in New York 3 times for the same problem, and they replace it and it happens again. Probably some kind of a design defect, I'm guessing, but still love it, still wear it. Oris Big Crown Regulator. Orient Mako USA 2 in white, given to me by Orient after I did a trade show for them in New York. So, it satisfies the white dial diver need, which I have one other white dial diver that I'll show you. But this is the one that was made specifically for Orient USA. It's got the sapphire, it's got the Nomoto Luminova, 120 click bezel, which now they all do actually, and a solid end link bracelet. But I love my Mako USA in white. Comes in blue and black also. No, we do not sell these. If I happen to sell the watch, I will let you know. But again, this is really just my personal collection. Definitely sell this one. Squale 1521 polished blue. One of my favorite go-to daily watches with the sloppy bezel. This one's fairly old at this point. Put on the mesh bracelet, Squale mesh bracelet. Very comfortable, 40 millimeter-ish size case. But, the shape of it is awesome. The crown's tucked away. Just a gorgeous watch. Love the blue. New to the channel, blue. My favorite color. Definitely my favorite watch color. I love this way this one really shines. It pops. Sapphire crystal. at a 28-24 movement. Totally beautiful. Totally sell this one. It's a bestseller, probably the bestseller of the entire lineup of Squale. Generation 2 Orange Monster on a nylon. My go-to beach watch. It's either this or a G-Shock, which is not in this video. I dig with this watch in the sand. I don't care. Come home, rinse it in fresh water, give the bezel a good turn to make sure the sand gets out. Takes a licking, keeps on ticking. The story behind this watch, it was bought by a very, let's say, a very irate customer in Florida. Got it. He had it for, I think, 8 months. And then he said something went wrong with it. And he took it to a store and they told him it was a fake Seiko. He actually threatened to sue me cross-state. Very interesting. Obviously, I guess he had a lot of anger issues. I said, whatever, after 8 months, just send me the watch back. I refunded his money. There's nothing wrong with the watch. I kept it. It's never been serviced. It's the serial number actually is, I want to say it's like 6 years old at this point, 7 years old. So serves me very well. Love it. Generation 2 Orange Monster, obviously long discontinued, so we'll be holding on to this one for a while. Talk about your oldies Orient 100 meter diver, model number ER02002D or ER00002D, one of the two. They made a 1B, a 2D, and a 3B. I definitely showed this in another video recently. This was my father's. I'd given it to him after he passed. I got it back. 100 meter Orient diver, obviously an homage to a sub, but what a great job they did. When we were selling these, they were about $100, $110. They are long discontinued, long discontinued. I'm talking 8 years, 7 years discontinued. But just a beautiful watch. If you're looking for something and you're budget minded and looking for a great diver, if you can pick one of these up used, I would highly recommend it. Even though it's a screw down crown, it's 100 meters of water resistance, which I thought was interesting, but nonetheless, beautiful watch. Only because this one is right next to it, an Orient Mako XL. These are still the ones that run on the non-hand winding, non-hacking movement with the extra day pusher up here. Why do I have this one? This was definitely a return. Customer, again, it's not as bad as the Orange Monster, but claimed there was something wrong with it, so whatever, I took it back. It runs fine. You guys, I think you've seen me wear it in videos and stuff. Works fine. This is a 44, 45-ish millimeter watch, aptly named the Mako XL. Diver, 200 meters, water resistant. Not an ISO diver, but still a great diver. Hollow end links, but a decent clasp and stuff. This comes in, we sell these still in blue, black, orange bezel, green bezel, loom dial, a whole assortment. Great watch, very nice. Better for, obviously great for the person who's looking for a larger diver. This is a rare watch. You may not have ever seen one of these before. I'm kidding, obviously. This is my Submariner. This dates back to, I purchased this, I know exactly when, March of 2006. It was 5 months before my first child was born, and I bought it as a present basically to myself because I figured once I had kids I would not be buying an expensive watch for a long time, and that was definitely the case. If you guys want to know how a watch guy purchases a Rolex, they walk into a store and buy a Rolex. That's what I did. I really didn't know anybody at the time. I mean, now I guess I know a couple of people, but just walked into a Tourneau in Garden City and Roosevelt Field Mall, saw it in the case, and I bought it, and I walked out with it. And again, this is 2006, so the watch is, 13 years old. Look at that, the green sticker is still on it. Obviously, none of my watches are daily wearers because I have so many, I can never wear them every day. But it certainly has use. It's definitely scratched up. But, sapphire, it still looks great. Runs great. It's never been serviced. It still runs, I don't know, within COSC, but it runs extremely well. So there are a few Seikos in my collection. I'll start with what's probably, let me see, I'm looking at the floor. Yeah, definitely the oldest one of the collection. This is a White Knight. One of the very few white dial divers that Seiko ever made. Look at the beautiful dial, the patterning on it. Love it with the red writing of divers. This runs on a 7S26. I purchased this from a good friend in the industry, so it's got a 4 serial number. This is not 2014. This is 2004. So this watch is now 15 years old. Again, never been serviced. 7S26, running like a top. I do not wear it often. The bracelet's interesting. Obviously, it's an integrated bracelet with those polished center links. But look at the beautiful clasp. I mean, everything about this watch. Why they didn't keep this one in the rotation is a mind-boggler. There was more than the White Knight. There were other Knights as well. But what a standout for a white dial diver. This and the Mako USA are my only two. As I pause, I look at my collection next to me. I think these are my only two white dial divers. Like I said, I got a lot of Seikos. So I have a lot of Seikos. Obviously, I sell them, yes, but I try not to, as they say, get high on your own supply. Do not buy or take many watches that I sell, only because I don't know, I just don't want to. But a lot of the modded watches and the Your Watch Your Way thing and the parts, I have to test them out, even though my supplier tells me the bezel will fit, the inserts will fit, the crystal will fit, you know, all the stuff that I'm buying, the bracelets will fit. I still test it out myself. Last thing I want to do is sell, you know, 30 crystals and then realize after they're all shipped a week later, someone says, hey, you know, this doesn't fit. And then I'm like, oh, makes me look bad. I don't want that. So I test everything. So that's why I have a 009. It's got a single dome crystal, coin edge bezel. And then I recently swapped the insert for the ceramic Pepsi full lume. It's got the Super J bracelet. This is the regular 00. This is the regular 009. It's a 009K, a K version. Runs on the 7S26. Looks beautiful. I'll follow it up with my other modded 007. And then here's my 007, similar. It's got a single dome crystal. It's got a Super O bracelet. It's got the stock SKX bezel, but then I put a non-loomed ceramic insert in here. I sell all these parts, and the blue Mercedes hands. The Pepsi I showed you, did it have hands? No, it had stock hands. This guy has blue Mercedes hands. Again, we sell all these parts to do these modifications yourself, or we can recommend a place for you to have it done. Awesome. I love this watch, obviously. It's blue, right? I think I need to do something here on the bezel insert too. Maybe I'll go with the all blue one that we have. Again, don't get high off your own supply, but sometimes, you know, it changes the look of the watch so much, you just got to do it. Back to Orient, the Long Island Ray, the first one that came off the line, I took. Wanted to make sure everything about it was perfect. Has that nice double dome tall crystal and the Super O bracelet. So it takes everything that's great, the Orient Ray, great diver, and it adds sapphire and a solid end-link bracelet. And basically what I was trying to do here was emulate the Mako USA in a way, but make it my own. So that was the dome sapphire. But we sell the bracelet, we sell the crystal for this watch. Looks great. Obviously, blue dial is always a winner. So I picked this one up for my 40th birthday. This is the Yachtmaster 40. With the blue dial, of course, and the gray dial is actually pretty nice. I was surprised. What do they call it? The rhodium dial. I was actually fairly surprised when I saw it. I was like, wow, it's pretty nice. But this blue is just gorgeous with the red seconds hand. It pops so well. All stainless steel except for the bezel, which is done in platinum. You see, it's got a ding right next to the left of the triangle. Polished center link bracelet, which look at the clasp. It's just, I wear this. I don't wear it a lot, but I wear it. And when I had it, the honeymoon for this one lasted probably 6 months. But it gets worn a ton. Doesn't bother me. That little ding bothers me a little bit. I do try to be careful with it because I know that to get the bezel refinished, Rolex charges, I don't know. I don't even know how much. I know it's super expensive, and that to me, that's just not worth it. But Yachtmaster, bi-directional bezel because it's really supposed to be a yachting timer. I guess this isn't a true dive watch because it's only 100 meters of water resistance. But it's got a beautiful dial, and that's why I picked it up. Moving down, we're back to Squale. I just realized that, oh my goodness, my Matic Blue is not here with the beautiful blue dial. I don't have it. There's a very good reason why I don't have it. I did have to send it off for something. No, not service. Believe it or not, there's one that needed a part. And the service center, because Squale is closed for like a month in Italy for the summer, the service center reached out to me, Mark, do you have a part for this watch? And I'm like, no, but I own the watch. I said, I'll get, so I sent them my watch. and they'll take the part that they need to service a customer's watch. And then when they're done, and when they finally get the part from Italy, they'll fix up my watch. So yes, I sacrificed my watch for the good of an unknown person who may not even have bought the watch. I have no idea because it's at the service center. Anyway, TGV edition Lion Shark 1521. I love this. As you can see, it certainly has its share of wearing. It's a standard 1521, but Tristano chose his own dial color with his Lion Shark logo. And his own bezel color to no date, but it is cool. No squally engraving on the case. I did want to pick one up for horological significance, if you will. I was the sole seller, or he chose me to be the sole seller of this watch. The LE was, I think, 100 pieces. They sold out in, I want to say, under 2 months or so. So I was able to grab one for myself. Beautiful. My only marathon diver, I featured this one beginning of the year. This was given to me, I want to say back in December, I think it was, by the owner of Marathon. This is the Jumbo Day Date Yamam edition, which is basically the Israeli counterterrorism unit. It actually has the day in Hebrew, which is pretty cool. Tritium light tubes, tremendous case. What is it, 46, 48? I don't know. It weighs a ton. I mean, look at that thing. Look how thick that is. Definitely has wrist presence. You like kick some butt with this. If I guess if your gun doesn't work, you can just throw this at the person and probably do more damage. Beautiful rubber strap, just a real beast of a watch. Okay, only 4 left. I guess I have 2 Zins. I didn't show either of them yet, so I'm going to show them both now. This is my 757 UTC Chrono. You've definitely seen it in videos. It's a Valjoux 7750, modified to also have a UTC hand, which denotes a second time zone. That little hand goes around. You can set it independently and read a second time zone off. What's the deal with this watch? Bought it used back in, I want to say, early 2000s, 2002, 2003. I was looking for a Zin. Found one on a forum. Beautiful bidirectional bezel. Has the little humidity capsule. Probably needs to be replaced by now, but again, I never had the watch serviced. True to Zin, it runs, you know, damn near perfect still. I guess I bought it used for, on the bracelet actually, for, it was like $2,000 or something. And then I switched it over to the rubber recently because I did a Damasco versus Zin video and I wanted to put both watches on rubber for that purpose. 757 UTC Chrono. And then my Zin U1. So U1 is a submarine steel watch. Also on the rubber strap. Let's see, I picked this one up a few years after the other one. Again, used. I'll tell you, you get these watches used because with the tegmented steel process they have, the watch looks new forever, and the sapphire crystal. But this is a Hulk behemoth of a watch. The bezel clicks so nice. On this one, what gets me is the hand design. I simply love the hands. It's unique. It's not Dauphine. It's not Stored. It's not Breguet. It's a U1 hand. So different. It's a Minecraft hand, if you will. I don't play Minecraft. I've seen my kids play it, and it kind of reminds me of a Minecraft guy. Zin U1. We are in the final stretch. Pepsi Mako Gen One with the extra crown. Definitely something wrong with this watch, but the inside of the crystal has some defects in it. So it's actually been in my watch box. Probably replace the crystal, I guess, now with the sapphire, right? But I still wear it the way it is. Day date, again, with the extra crown for changing the day. Doesn't hand wind, doesn't hack. But got the Pepsi colors and the nice, now extremely hard to get, rubber Orient strap. The Seiko Srp 777, what I called the sea turtle. Basically, it's the stock turtle upgraded with a double dome sapphire crystal. Sell these. I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of the turtle. Again, I did this one and I wore it around a bit to make sure there's nothing wrong with the crystal after we got the crystals manufactured. Doesn't get a lot of wrist time at all, but it works. It's a good watch. It's reliable. As you can tell, I'm less than enthused about it, which is fine. We can't love them all. But definitely a classic Seiko diver, which leads me to the last one. Whenever this one is presented somewhere, people invariably say, "What is that watch?" This is something Recently, a couple videos ago, I don't know when this is going to be published, I announced I'm going to be making my own brand of watch. So I'm working with the factory that's going to be producing the watch, and we were talking about some options. So I basically just had this thrown together just to see some different things and how they work together. It's a no-name watch. It's nothing. It's just thrown together with parts. It's an SKX case, it's an SKX bezel, but it's a steel insert. It's Marine Master hands, dial. I put it on this cool seatbelt nylon because I thought it worked well with the watch. Runs on a NH36 movement, which hand winds and hacks. But a great watch, great diver, great looks, definitely gets people's attention all of the time. So that is about it. That is my dive watch collection. Like I said, about 20 watches. There's got to be another at least 30 or 40 other style watches sitting in the watch box, so I will need to bring those out one day and show you some. But I wanted to get this video done since people have been asking for a little bit of a breeze through the collection. So this has been Mark from LongOnWatch.com showing you my dive watch collection. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram because I do post photos of my personal watches on Instagram as well. Comments and questions, put them below, and I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.